I forgot that you'd be here. On the other side of the room.
That never ends. That never ends. So, I've got 2 manuscripts.
I think I have that too. I think you should have
Various kids' assignments to do various things. I don't know that people have.
Okay, I want to call the meeting to order. We call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The boroughs comply with those provisions of the Sunshine Law by adopting prior to January 10th resolution prescribing the date, times, and locations of all regular meetings of the commission. This meeting is one of the meetings listed in such resolution, and copies of the resolution were prior to January 10th filed with the borough clerk.
I need a motion to file the following reports: municipal court, tax collector, and zoning official. So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, we're on the 7th. We're to have a little presentation, a little bit of get a chance to see presentations from the Odyssey of the Mind groups. We've had great success. I want to thank Ken Allendorfer and all of the coaches and team leaders. This is another one of those things that just didn't exist before, and it's been a great outlet for a whole lot of children and for their parents. Maybe not necessarily in that order, but I want to thank all of you for all your hard work. You've had great success with this. Ken, you want to talk a little about?
Yeah.
Why don't you come on?
Yeah. Coaches, could you join me, please? So, Mayor Bailey, Commissioner Leonard, Commissioner Lewandowski, my name is Ken Allendorfer. I'm the president of College of Recreation Odyssey of Mind. As you know, some of the owners, coaches, and parents to give you a quick update on our program and thank you and the staff of the borough for this year for the last 7 seasons. And for change pace this year, I'd like the owners do most of the talking. I turn it over to a couple of my coaches first, and then the kids are going to come and say a couple words. With you, Commissioner.
This year, we're proud to report that we had 15 Rec OM teams, 3rd through 12th grade, compete at the South Jersey Regional Tournament in March and at the New Jersey State Finals in April. We also held 2 primary clubs for 2nd graders this year. The program involved more than 100 Collingswood kids and more than 30 adult volunteers who served as coaches, judges, and workshop instructors. We're one of the largest and most successful OM programs in New Jersey due to the hard work and support we receive from the entire Collingswood community. This year, we're especially proud of our 4 teams who have been invited to compete at the Odyssey of the Mind World Finals, which will be held in 2 weeks at Michigan State University. This is our largest contingent ever, and it includes 19 Collingswood Rec program OMers who will be attending World Finals for the first time.
We want to express our gratitude for all the support that the commissioners and the borough have given us, from promoting our program to allowing us to use borough facilities, to helping us with our finances and fundraising, to literally helping carry giant whiteboards across the street in January. You know who you are. Collingswood has always been there for us. In particular, we would like to thank Ms. Pigliacelli, Mr. Rodriguez, and Ms. Duffy for their support of our program this year. We would not be able to do this without it.
You did a great job with taking the challenge.
Jack. We're conducting several fundraisers to help send our 4 teams to World Finals. You can find us this Saturday and next at the Collingswood Farmers Market, and we've also set up a GoFundMe page. We were fortunate last month to have had a chance to volunteer for Antiques on the Avenue at Collingswood Borough Hall, which earned our program enough money to entirely fund one of our Collingswood OMers to World Finals. Thank you, Ms. Duffy, for inviting us to be a part of that.
She's not. Pigliacelli?
So the little pins, biggest thing in
So
Odyssey.
just come around and hand it out to us.
These little pins are Collingswood OMers trade pins when they go places. And so they give the pins when they go meet other teams from other states and other countries. They trade the pins. This is a New Jersey Odyssey of the Mind pin that when they go to Worlds, they'll trade these with kids that they're going to meet from all over. So it's sort of the honor of Odyssey to have an Odyssey pin. So.
Cool.
All right.
Raccoon, any significance?
The raccoon is the mascot. You notice Omer is his name. He is the mascot.
Got it.
He's big and scary. All right. So
Just for when I get asked about the raccoon.
so Damien and Audrey, could you quickly come up and just say 1 minute of
Us, yeah.
introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Damien DePinto. I'm in 8th grade at Collingswood Middle School. Odyssey's really been great. I've been doing it since 3rd grade. We did the vehicle problem most of the years. This year I did something different. We did the more acting directed problem. So it was amazing. We had this massive moving clock, and it was awesome. Our team was really good. We decided it was a good year for me. It's first year, so I'm very proud of that. Before Division 3 went, it'll get a lot harder. But it's been amazing to be part of Odyssey.
Great.
Hi, I'm Audrey Bosniak. I'm in 8th grade at the Collingswood Middle School. I've been doing Odyssey for 3 years, and lucky for me, I've gone to a girls all 3 years, and it's been a really good experience. I really like Odyssey because it's like constantly hands-on, and I've gotten to learn how to do a lot of new things, and it's like constant teamwork, and it's like you get to be creative, and there's not really any wrong answers, and it's been a really good experience, and I've had a really good time, and I made new friends and everything.
Great, thank you.
Mariel Zuzi.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Allendorfer. I'm in 10th grade at Commerce High School. That's my dad. I think I've been doing Odyssey since 4th grade, since like our conception, and I think from the outside, Odyssey kind of seems like kind of raise your eyebrow at it because it's hard to explain, and there's a giant raccoon, and there's a bunch of kind of weird things that you don't normally see every day in a kids program, but I think that's like the beauty of it, and that's why I stick with it all this time, because that's what's important about it is its uniqueness, and that's what makes me keep doing it.
Last but not least, Muriel.
I'm Muriel Celia, and I'm in 9th grade at Collingswood High School, and I'm doing Odyssey since 3rd grade. And after many years of doing really close to Worlds, the hard work finally paid off, so we're going to Worlds this year. And, you know, Odyssey has really taught me to stick with things and to stick with your team, because teamwork's a really big part of Odyssey, and you need to be able to work with people, and I think forming those connections is one of my favorite parts about Odyssey.
So these are your Collingswood Omers. These are our state champions, our world finals invitees. And the last thing I want to mention is that this year, for the first time, our program was awarded what's called a Renatra Fusca, which is a special award for creativity that is just outside the box. And our team that's coached by Stephen and Woody, they have been trying to get to the world's number of years. They came in third a couple of times, which means they just missed it. But this year they got this because they got a special invitation, and they are the only team that we know of that has received this award in the memories of anyone who does New Jersey Odyssey of the Mind. So this is just a special year for us. So thank you so much for everything you've done for us. And all these kids will be traveling, representing our town and our state in Michigan in 2 weeks. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So Bosniak, Alador Celia, I need you over here. So it was mentioned about the fundraising, and it really is an important thing, because it is a very cost prohibitive thing to send not just kids, but a parent, and to send equipment and supplies, everything that they have, all those props need to go with them. And we want to make sure that every kid, regardless of their circumstances, gets a chance. So all the fundraising that's happened has been fantastic. I thank those people, all of those that want to continue to do it. Please do. There's a right online at GoFundMe, right? It's GoFundMe. You just put in Collingswood. It's just like first up, and we have some cards to hand out. Now it's time for me to settle my, it's not debts, but to settle things. So I have the most beautiful wife in the world and 3 wonderful kids. But the greatest day of my life was the day that the pop shop named the sandwich after me, the Big Lewandowski. So as a surprise this year, they redid it again, I guess taking pity on me. And we decided to have some fun with it. And, we said, well, why don't we use this as an opportunity to also raise some money? So for every Big Lewandowski that was sold, I just like saying Big Lewandowski. You have to bear with me. For every Big Lewandowski was sold, I would donate $2 to the Odyssey of the Mind for this. Thankfully, 7,000 of you did not buy but 94 of you did. And I'm a little disappointed, because 100 would have been nice, and I'm going to look at you and say, did you order one, Stu? Did you order one? But at any rate, it's time to settle. $188. Keep raising money. I hope you get there.
The GoFundMe account for my mother, or whoever else is watching, is what? Just say it out loud.
So it's GoFundMe.com. Then these words: Collingswood Odyssey Mind World Finals Trip.
But if you search Collingswood, New Jersey, it comes up.
Or you got one of these little cards. I can hold it right up to the.
Thank you
Good
all.
luck, everybody.
Good luck with the
We'll miss you in Mayfair.
Can we get everybody together, maybe right there in the corner, and do a little picture? I don't think we'll fit here.
It'll be easier for us to come to you than you to.
Someone over there.
This is one of the vehicles they're doing. That team wants to use it.
That's cool. All right, we're all gonna come over here.
Mike.
Yeah. So what the kids have to do is take that vehicle.
Head in the game, Tanya.
Put it in the box, take it to another set of the stage, take it out, put it back together again, move it. Yeah.
He's looking everywhere but at me.
I've gotten a handful of pins in like 13 years. This is definitely the coolest pin I've ever gotten. They're all super lame compared to this pin.
Yes.
Every other one.
Wow. Pretend you just won.
Everybody say world!
Thank you.
Nice game. Good luck. Good luck.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. We have the second reading of public hearing of ordinance 1661 to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a
So this is the public hearing on this ordinance. This is an ordinance that's tied to our budget. It authorizes us to exceed the budget cap, which we're not doing. And then it also allows that, to the extent that we do not exceed the budget cap, to bank whatever is remaining from the budget cap. When you, if it's a 2% cap, if you're increasing by 1% and you've got a 1% of your cap you didn't use, you're allowed to carry that for a few years to future years of budget. So this allows us to do either one. We're not exceeding the cap this year, so it helps set that cap bank up. We never ever use the bank, the cap bank. So this is just in case. This is the public hearing on this ordinance. Anyone like to bring anything before the commission? This is your opportunity to do so. Okay,
Mayor Bailey?
yes.
Commissioner Leonard?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewandowski?
Yes.
And the second reading of public hearing of ordinance 1622, salary ordinance.
This is setting ranges for borough positions, pretty much within the borough hall is what most all of these spots are. Increase for some of our employees in the borough hall, trying to get them up to a comparable rate with other boroughs, towns in our area. This is the second reading, public hearing on it. Anyone like to be heard on it? This is your opportunity to do so. Okay, Hal?
Mayor Bailey?
Yes.
Commissioner Leonard?
Yes.
Commissioner And we have the second reading, first reading of ordinance 1663, capital improvements for water and sewer.
So this is appropriating money that was already within our budget either last year or this year. It's roughly $260,000. It's reallocating it for spending it on completion of some improvements at our water plant, and also for a more aggressive campaign of painting pedestrian crosswalks. Affairs had Nav Collins, the Pike, trying to beef up how we do those crosswalks. This is reallocating some money from existing appropriations to dedicate it toward that. This is the first read.
Okay, Mayor Malley?
Yes.
Commissioner Leonard?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewandowski?
Yes.
And we have the first reading of ordinance 1664, implementing a redevelopment plan for an area located in the borough of Collingswood and is 434 Haddon Ave.
So this is simply making a couple changes on it's the police to fire station. It's not necessary, required to do, because the municipality, we're not governed by zoning laws because we write the zoning laws. But this is simply putting in place within the redevelopment plan the setbacks and the other bulk requirements are going to be for this lot, the lot 430. Done with the police and fire station, that's it. First public hearing will be third meeting.
Mayor Malley?
Yes.
Commissioner Leonard?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewandowski?
Yes.
Okay, the following resolutions: appointing full-time police officers to the Collingswood Police Department, Austin Rice, Wilson Citron, and Nicole Berry.
Yes.
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 Okay, we have some swearing in. Austin, come up, your family, whoever is here with you. Let's start right here, facing out that way. Who's holding? There you go. There you go. Okay, that's like, they're right on film. Or you can stand behind. That's okay. You don't have to like give me all, you know, field there. I'm gonna make pretend for pictures and stuff. Austin's been with us working for a little while now, and we're happy to have him come on the forces of police. If you raise your right hand, put your left on the Bible. I state your name.
I, Austin Rice,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments
to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
as police officer for the Borough of Collins,
as a police officer for the Borough of Collingswood,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir.
This is your chance. That's pretty good. That's good. Congratulations. Okay, Wilson. Bring the team up. Here, come over here. Come over here. Come right up. Come over here. Come I state your name.
I will
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United
and
States
in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
as police officer for the Borough of Collingswood,
as a police officer of the Borough of Collingswood,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Wilson, if you can handle this at home, you will be fine. What are you looking for? What do you have? What do you see up here? Huh? Chief, our other, is. I have two
Nicole was
listed. Yeah, okay, all right, we'll do Nicole later. Yeah, so Nicole won't be tonight. She's appointed, but Nicole won't be sworn. There's only two listed. Okay.
And with resolution appointing part-time EMT firefighters to the Collingswood Fire Department, Eamon Oswald, Alexander Colby, Stephen Lyons, and John Murphy.
Yes.
Municipal budget to be read by title.
Yes. Let me just tell the families of the officers just sworn in and our officers back there, I didn't officially tell you to leave. You do not have to stay, okay? You will not be offended if you head for the hills, okay? And especially, young kids, you have our blessing. Okay, all right, so we authorized the budget to read by title, so Hal.
And then we have the public here, oh,
So
yeah.
this is the public hearing on the 2019 municipal budget. As from our introduction, the average increase on a residential property is $219,000. That average price property in town went up a few dollars this year. It's $229,760. Our budget is nothing exciting this year. It's no, last year we did the $1 million road program. This year is just kind of a keep things going budget. But this is the public hearing on the budget. Anyone like to be heard on it? This is your opportunity. Okay, Hal?
Okay, authorizing the adoption of the 2019 municipal budget.
Yes.
I'm gonna do a roll call for this.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, Mayor Malley?
Yes.
Commissioner Leonard?
Yes.
Commissioner Lewandowski?
Yes.
Requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation for the NJ DOT Grant Avenue Improvement Project.
So this is simply bookkeeping that we make a change in our budget to let us take the free money in from the state for Grant Avenue repayment. That's all it is. Yes.
Yes.
Authorizing the Collingswood Planning Board to review 434 Haddon Avenue as a redevelopment area.
Well, it's actually to review the redevelopment plan, make sure the resolution's right, but it's to review the redevelopment plan. So tonight we introduced a redevelopment plan. Part of the process is the planning board gets to take a look at it, give us their comments. This is simply sending it over to the planning board for them to take a look. They'll then give us any comments back, and it'll be up for, the plan will be considered for adoption on June the 3rd. Yes.
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 Appointing Danielle Deary to the Collingswood Historic Board.
Yes.
Yes.
Oops, sorry. Appointing Reed Worm to the Collingswood Planning Board.
Yes.
Yes.
Appointing Jane Caputi as part-time circulation assistant for the
Yes.
Collingswood Library.
Yes.
Authorizing to advertise for sealed bids for the water meters.
Yes.
Authorizing to advertise for sealed bids construction of public safety building.
Yes.
Yes.
Authorizing the inclusion of private labor agreement for the construction of the new public safety building.
Yes.
Awarding a contract to Landmark Construction for the resurfacing of Eldridge Avenue.
Yes.
Yes.
Awarding a contract to TKT Construction Company Incorporated for the construction of well house number 8.
Yeah, this, I just want a quick moment on this. This has been a long process to get DEP approval for the location of the well house, and then for every piece that we've gone through, it's Hastings had hair when we started this process. But we're very happy to get this finally done. The new well will be under construction. We expect it's another key piece of maintaining our water quality. Two things it does. It helps us keep control and ownership of our water system, and also to improve the quality of our water system. So yes.
Yes.
Authorizing salary resolution.
Right, this is just related to implementing the ordinance that we just adopted. Yes.
Authorizing the purchase under state contract for Department of Public Works vehicles and Police Department vehicles.
Yes.
Yes.
Approving the 2019 Independence Day celebration.
Yeah, this is when I miss Ralph Doherty here to tell us that it will be the biggest and the best fireworks display that we've ever had. But yes.
Yes.
And in contract with DNF Fireworks Independence Day. And approving the payment of bills as presented by the treasurer.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all I
Mr.
have.
Lewandowski?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a few things. First of all, really want to just put a special thanks out to the public works staff. I'm fortunate enough to work closely with them. Sometimes maybe for residents, it's not clear just how much infrastructure we have in town between parks, roads, storm sewers, downtown. It's just the events, and then we have surprises, right? Lots and lots of surprises. Things break, and they work with professionalism and they work with enthusiasm, and got through the winter and scrambling and through pothole season and just moving and moving. So I want to say thank you to them. Just a calendar note: tomorrow, May 7th, is the Collingswood Community Chorus Spring Concert. It's a free event, and it's at Scottish Rite. So just wanted to let people know about that. congratulations to the Farmers Market for their launch this Saturday. And on that same day was Comic Book Day. If you didn't see all the stormtroopers and the like, I remember it was really pretty fantastic. And just want to sort of mention for our library, because I think sometimes people don't fully understand just how much goes on there beyond books and ebooks and publications and computer access. You have the ready to read programs for 3 to 5-year-olds, the building blocks, the read to a dog, Lego and Lego Junior clubs. You got Dungeons and Dragons for the older kids. You've got Crafternoons for the teens. Book clubs for adults. Movie series, lecture series. Just so much going on there. It's fantastic, and including all that is the museum memberships and stuff. So get your library. It's a great place. That's all I got.
Thank you, Commissioner Leonard.
Good advertisement, Rob. So as part of our normal, April to May, we always have a proclamation that gets registered about trees, talking about the very first Arbor Day in 1802. And it just brings to mind the commitment in this country for so many years to try to help the environment, and how much we still have to do to fight to have a clean and healthy environment. And fight is the word sometimes, to really be able to keep working on that. So I'm proud of the 3rd grade school children and their parents and teachers who brought them to the park to plant beautiful river birch. And it was a big project. I want to thank Public Works for helping, as well as the parents and teachers. There were well over 100 3rd graders all digging those holes for the river birch, which are really noted for helping with stormwater runoff, which is something we're always faced with. So if you want to take a look at what they did, just walk over the little red bridge and walk between the lakes, and you'll see 6 or 7 really stunning trees. You need to do that, look up river birch so you know what you're looking for, but they're quite nice. And there's about 30 trees ready to go in different neighborhoods in Collingswood. In November, we'll be asking for really kick off that season, but right now, it'll be Public Works, and we thank them for doing so much work to make the neighborhood better. We look forward to the May Fair and so many things coming up where there are so many volunteers helping us. But the day-to-day things that are from, painting the curb strips and watering the trees and flowers when they come, there are so many things and so many hands that really make the whole thing work. So thanks to everyone who do the littlest jobs and the bigger jobs, keeping us safe and keeping the environment so nice for all of us. Mayor?
Just a couple things, literally just one, some fire. We're going out to bid on the specs very shortly. So we're still hoping, we're keeping with the schedule that sometime near the end of this summer, we'll have construction starting at that site. It'll take a good year for construction, so we're getting closer. We're getting closer to getting things moved along. So this is the public session of the meeting, and if there's anything for the commission, this is your opportunity to do so. Nobody? Okay. Yep. So go ahead, Fiona.
Fiona Dawson, 841 Maple Avenue. Thank you for the work that you've been doing on the short-term rental ordinance, such as it was. And people started to come to the monthly commissioners meetings this past September 2018, and there was a draft ordinance shown at I know that there isn't going to be a draft at this meeting, but I was hoping for a commitment for September's meeting, because that would be a full year since people, well, it's been more than a year. No.
You want us to commit by September? This
Yes.
September? Oh.
Well, we're going to be looking at it, coming up to it before then, but.
We're going to we'll do our best.
Revised?
We'll do our best. Yeah. No, we just want to try and get it moving.
Yes.
So it's comments we're still getting comments, but we're looking to see, kind of what other people are doing as well.
Yes.
And so kind of waiting, we're hearing from more and more people.
I think in a lot of ways that between last month and this month is really budget, police and fire. I know we talked about it, just, we were prioritizing getting some things done. So we really just haven't spent, at least I haven't spent a lot of time trying to reconcile some stuff, but feedback was great. I mean, I think, folks were really clear, some really directed details, and, we have to figure it out.
So yes, so September is 3 months away, 4 even. That would certainly be plenty of time for everybody to get their comments in, and hopefully we'll see a draft in September.
Or sooner.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Sooner.
hopefully. Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks. Anyone else? Yes.
Leslie Fenz at 315 Taylor Avenue. I just have a comment about the Sunshine Law. I haven't come into these meetings for that long, but I looked up the Sunshine Law the other day and I read some of the court cases interpreting it. And my understanding of the law is it says that the point of the law is to have not only votes be taken in public, but also sort of discussions and deliberations about the ordinances that get passed. And like I said, I haven't been coming for that long, but I don't see a lot of that at these meetings. And I get the impression that there are sort of discussions being held off stage at some point, and then we come in here and do a public vote. And that my reading of the law is that what's actually supposed to happen is that the discussions and deliberations are supposed to happen in public. And it would be great if, we don't need any deliberations because everyone's always in agreement all the time. But I don't know if that's what's happening, or if if there's sort of off-stage discussions happening that we're not being able to see. So I just wanted to say I'd like to see more of those discussions to be brought into the public meetings, rather than held in private.
Thanks. Anyone else? Yes.
Corey's Palmer Avenue. I had come to a previous meeting to talk about the timing of the light and painting of the intersection at Collins and Haddon Avenue. I also brought that to the county meeting last month. And I was told that for any changes coming to that light, specifically by one of the engineers, that I really needed an advocate from Collingswood to kind of help voice that opinion when any changes are coming through. I mean, we have the 2020 plan and the 2021 improvements coming through. I just wanted to know who I could kind of partner with and tell my ideas to in regards to who on the Board of Commissioners I could be in communication with.
Yeah, well, we talked after the last meeting, right, about this. So the borough, we've looked at it before, and to do what the Barnes dance, to do something that was more open. And we kind of stopped pursuing it because the estimate we got was like $300,000 to do it, which kind of shocked me, but the work that had to be done on lights was going to be a pretty substantial number. But we're happy to take a look at it. I mean, Rob's Public Works.
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to me. Just to let you know, beyond that, there are other things, engineering controls that could be done, pedestrian meetings and the like. And, I think perhaps some of that stuff might be as effective without the cost. So we should talk.
And we're looking on some of the pedestrian crosswalks to do some safe zones, the painting, do things a little differently for this night out. So we'll see. Okay?
I'll be in touch, Rob.
Yeah, please.
All right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, Wayne Rossi, 114 East Palmer. So I've come before, and today, there was an item in the news about how up to 1 million species are currently facing extinction due to human activity. So I've come before about community energy, and I know I've heard responses from the board, and I'm coming again because I want this to take leadership. I really think this idea that Collingswood, really needs. We need a bold regional leadership if we're going to have a larger plan. And it may be that we couldn't, by ourselves, perhaps pass an ordinance, but I think that at least we need to be thinking in terms of Collingswood taking the lead on green energy, because, there's so much that's good, but that's at risk right now because of the we have this deadline, you know, that the IPCC said, 2030 for drastic cuts in greenhouse gas emissions, and there's so much at stake. And it seems to me that there's a real need for can be doing that here, where we are, that we don't need to wait for someone else to do it. And I really just want to continue to impress that.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. Anyone else? Okay, enjoy this, what looks to be a summer. Enjoy it, see you in June.
Thank you.
Sorry, that's not what she was saying.
Hands are moving.
Yeah.
Over there.